Hello, hello, and good morning. This thing's good. Welcome this morning. My name is Wes. My pronouns are they and them. I am the gathering companion this morning. There we go. And I want to welcome you to SSUC. We are Southminster Steinhauer United Church, but we are also Spiritual Seekers United in Community. Am I hooked up? Uno momento. Is this good now? We're good? Okay. All right. Welcome to those who are joining us online. Welcome to all of you who are in person. We welcome those who are visiting, and we welcome those who are returning. Today we welcome those who are in times of transition. We welcome those who are in times of seeking change. We welcome those who are feeling stuck, those who are feeling sad, and we welcome those who are grieving for what and who they may have lost, and the what could have been. We welcome those who are planting roots and those who are uprooting in some aspect of their lives. We welcome those who are shedding and those who are growing, those who are frail, and those who are vivacious as ever. We welcome those who are scared. This might be your first time at church. This might be your first time back at church after a time of hurt from the institution that we represent. And we welcome those who are giving it a second chance. We welcome the chance for our story at SSUC to intersect with yours. We hope that you all, whether you've been here 50 years or you are coming for the first time, that you feel seen, heard, and valued this morning. We welcome you wherever you are on your journey, and we're so, so glad you are here. And at SSUC, we are all about affirming who you are and all that you might become. And I would invite you all to join me in saying the affirmations. We welcome and affirm all sizes, all ages, all colors, all cultures, all abilities, all genders, all sexualities, all learning styles and neurotypes, all religions or none. All people. Welcome home. We are about connection. We are about belonging, because in this space, you're not just welcome, you do belong. This morning, we will be celebrating Transgender Parent Day, a day to honor two groups of people: parents who are transgender, as well as parents of trans children. Welcome this morning. I hope you enjoy.
Well, here we go. My name is Chris, pronouns he, him. Welcome again. As we light our candle this morning, as we do every time we gather, we do so knowing that we are connected with those who are watching at home or through the week, knowing that this light connects us not only with community, but it connects us with more. It is a spiritual connection with ourselves, that we are all on journeys to know ourselves, to become something greater than ourselves. And it's our connection also to the work and the world, the work that we do within our lives, within our circles of friends and family, within the broader world, to make a difference, to know that this spirit of connection has lasting impact, not just for ourselves, but for others. If we need reminding of that, let us glance at the candle to remember our connection to all that is sacred. As we acknowledge this morning that we're meeting on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional gathering place and traveling route and home for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Iroquois, Deneta, Saulteaux, Inuit, and many others, whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence and enrich our communities. Today, I will spend 1 minute during this acknowledgement of the land to honor the life of two individuals who are important to our journey of reconciliation. First of all, the life of Richard McKelvey, an online and former in-person participant of SSUC from Ponoka, Alberta. Richard was a passionate supporter of expansive spirituality, what we were doing here at SSUC, which is why he and Linda joined us online almost every week. And in 2016, Richard introduced us all to Arthur Gallant, who painted the 7 sacred teachings banners that adorn our walls. Arthur died in 2021, and SSUC celebrates Arthur's love of nature, art, his grandson Seth, and the things that were important to him. And we take this opportunity to honor his artistic legacy that will journey with us and has journeyed with us these many years and will into the future, reminding us of our reconciliation journey, the importance of community connections and friendships. And so in this acknowledgement of our reconciliation journey, we recognize two important individuals that live on as lights in our lives. Time for all ages. We got the idea. We're welcome to the carpet. If you'd like to join up here for a story, you're welcome to come. You're also welcome to listen wherever you're at. Beautiful. Today I want to share a story with you that's really great because it talks about the way we feel on the inside. And we all have feelings on the inside. And this is a very special book called Call Me Gray. Call Me Gray. It's by Andrew Larson and Bells Larson. They are parent and child that wrote this book together, and it's illustrated by Tallulah Fontaine. Here we go. I think it's cold enough, says my dad. Are you ready? Every winter, I build an ice rink with my dad. It's a tradition. Something we do together, something that never changes. Usually, I can't wait to get started on the rink, but this year feels different. It's not the snow, it's not the cold, it's me. Something's going on here, looking in the mirror. I didn't get invited to Zena's sleepover. She's my best friend. But her sleepover is for girls only. Dad and I mark out the area for the rink. I tell him about Zena's sleepover. I tell him how much I wish I had been invited. But there's something more. I want to tell him about the something more, but I don't know where to begin. So while we build 4 walls of snow, I just start talking. Do you ever feel mixed up about who you are? I ask. I feel mixed up about a lot of things, he says. I think most people do. But did you always know what you wanted to be? I ask. When I was your age, I wanted to be an astronaut, he says. I still think about it sometimes. That's not what I meant. In the afternoon, we pack down the snow as smooth as ice. I try again. Do you ever feel different than the way you look? I look older than I feel, says my dad. Is that what you mean? Not really, I say. It's hard to explain. Try, he says. I look like a boy, but sometimes I feel more like a girl. There, I said it. Dad doesn't say anything for what feels like a long time. I didn't know you felt that way, he says. He takes my hands in his. I'm glad you told me. Me too, I say. We go inside to get warm. Later that night, we do the first flood under a sparkling sky. Do you like your name, I ask? I never really thought about it, says my dad. Do you like yours? My name feels like an itchy sweater. I want to change it. Change it, he says, looking surprised. To what? Gray. Gray? I want to change my name to Gray. Oh, that's a big change, he says. I know, I say, but will you call me Gray? I'll try, he says. We do another flood the next night. They've got their water hose flooding the ice rink. And the night after that, the ice is looking good, buddy. Dad, it's not Buddy. It's Gray. Remember? Sorry, he says, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Zena's having her sleepover tonight. She told me they're going to watch movies and paint their nails. I have plans of my own. Can we have our first skate? I ask my dad. I'd like that, he replies. Me too. I step onto the ice, steady myself, then push off. I take a stride, then another, I go faster and faster, circling. I lean forward, put all my weight on my front leg, and lift my back leg as high as I can. I stretch my arms. I'm a bird. I'm flying. Dad steps onto the rink. The air fills with the sound of his blades digging into the fresh ice. We skate side by side, round and round. We keep skating until our legs get tired. Dad puts his hand on my shoulder. Are you ready for some hot chocolate, Gray? He called me Gray. It feels warm. It feels right. I am totally ready. Every winter, we have hot chocolate after our first skate. It's a tradition. It's something that never changes. But this year, something has changed. I am Gray. Whew. That is a story that is about one person's experience, about how their name doesn't feel right, how they don't feel right, how some things are just not quite right until we talk about it, until we're able to tell someone we trust and someone we love the way we're feeling. And for Gray's dad, that change was okay. That was okay. It's good to share how we're feeling on the inside and on the outside. It's a very personal thing. So it's wonderful when we have people that we trust in our lives that we can talk about those inside and outside feelings. And that's such an important thing that this story teaches us. Mm-hmm. How are you doing? Yeah? Okay. You're good? Okay. Today, Kids Spirit's going on. Our kids program is happening. I understand you're having a Halloween party. A day late, 2 days late, 3 days late, but that's fine. It's good. Any time for a party. So have a good time. If you're going to Kids Spirit, it's that way with Daisy and Ariane. Youth Space is staying in the room today because Wes is staying in the room. You're all going to love and support each other here. Beautiful. Thanks, everyone. There are so many things happening in the life of this community right now. As we share some of them, we can't possibly share them all, which is why we have an online emailed newsletter. And so if you want to know more details about anything or all of the things that are going on, you can find them in our newsletter, which you can subscribe to and get every Friday. If you're not subscribed, you can visit the website and find copies of them there. So, we are honoring Transparent Day today, Transgender Parent Day, but I want to also remind you of something coming up, Transgender Day of Remembrance, which we're going to honor on November the 20th at 7 p.m. Here, it's a candlelight gathering, a time to mark the significance of the lives and remember the deaths of trans individuals in our lives and in the world. And so I invite you all to that short, quiet, and beautiful time to remember. There's other folks that have some things that they want to share with us today. Here comes Joyce.
Good morning. I need the glasses for reading. I can't see you. I'm Joyce Madsen. My pronouns are she and her. and I am the co-chair, along with Harry Pauls, of the Ministry and Personnel Committee. Our committee has the responsibility for overseeing the staff of SSUC. So this morning I want to share with you that Ainsley has begun a 2-month medical mental leave for her health out of town. While she is away, Pam Patton has agreed to provide support in the office. Very generous of her. And if you have the time and are interested in helping Pam provide that support, would you please let me know, because we need backup to make sure that things continue to function in the office. Now, during this time, just want to say that the best way for us all to support the new family, Chris, Noah, and Daisy, is for us to show our support by acknowledging their journey and providing assistance when it is requested. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marg Hetherington. My pronouns are she and her. Just a slight interjection. You know, I'm so grateful for Ainsley's friendship and help, and all the help she gives to our committee work especially, and to special events. And I just know how much courage it takes to seek some help when you need it. And I'm right there with her, as we all are, in supporting and accompanying her. And may she soon be well. So I'm here on behalf of your 100th anniversary committee. We hope you have Sunday morning, 2 weeks from today, on your calendars as a special gathering. It's part 2. Remember part 1, way back in June? So our focus of this spiritual gathering will be social justice. And that's been a very integral part of our 100 years and moving forward. Now, a really important part of this gathering and afterwards, and especially afterwards, we'll be visiting. We want to have a time just to hang out together and visit and share food. And you've heard about that, but there's going to be some wonderful food that will bring smiles to us as we have conversation and share. It's going to be a fruit plate, and we'd like you to bring a fruit plate ready for serving to a number of people, or we would like you to bring up a cut-up pie, either homemade or purchased. And we're going to need 10 fruit plates and 25 pies. So bring your appetites. Thanks to those who signed up last Sunday, and especially Kim Boyes, who has volunteered to make all our table centerpieces for the 15 tables. Now that, yeah, isn't that great? Our very creative Kim. So the only thing that we kind of need a lot of help with is, you know, when we go to something like this right after a gathering, you know, it takes many hands to make it manageable and to keep it fun. And Sandra Hildebrand and Emmy Henry and I are delighted to coordinate this special potluck pie fruit together. And I'm going to pull a bit of the age card here. Ageism can work both ways, can't it? Or I'm going to pull the history card, because we three are all very proudly in our 80s. And we have loved hosting these kind of events all our lives within the United Church family, and we still do. And we're fortunate to have health and mobility to do it. However, we are looking for youngsters. You know, the 70-year-olds. We're looking for some mid-adult middlers, especially some young adults and teenagers. So please share the word around that we need help. You know, there are about 40 tasks to be accomplished to get this gathering afterwards, to have the fun of it all and the visiting of it all. They're just small tasks, but we need many of us to take on a few of those tasks. So please drop by the table in the foyer, sign up for a pie or a fruit plate, and also to be part of this amazing hospitality team. Hospitality is the middle name of the United Church.
I will be brief, but inspired by Bonnie Berg, I brought props. Actually, I forgot my props, but good thing we have a kitchen. Erin Robinson, my pronouns are she, her. I'm with Merry Moments Market, and I need people to bake some cookies, so I brought a whisk, but you know, the flipper will have to do. And we also need you to come. So the flyers are at the back. They're also on the Facebook page, and I think if it's not up already, they're going to be on Instagram. And it's November 29th here in the large hall, and cookies will be needed by the November 27th. And if I can get some lovely people to come and pack some cookies on the 28th, that would be amazing. I think that's it. Thank you.
Am I on? Yes. My name is Linda May. My pronouns are she and her.
Good morning, I'm Deb Mooney. My pronouns are she and her.
Thank you. I am not asking for underwear today. But you can continue to buy because I will be asking in June. Marg mentioned the role of social justice as being a critical component of the United Church. And so has the role that this church and all United churches in Alberta have played for Bissell. So I'm here mentioning our role for Bissell. Currently, they are part of 4 downtown inner city agencies. There's the Hope Mission, there's Boyle Street and Mustard Seed, and of course Bissell, who are trying to coordinate things so that it is a better place for people to be. And Boyle Street doesn't have a building right now, so they are actually sharing space with Bissell. In that combination, Bissell's portfolio is housing. Last year, they housed 571 people, of which 85 were still housed at the end of the year. And they helped 670 people who were on an eviction notice to not be evicted. And 96 of those were still in their places at the end of that year. In terms of housing, I don't know if you're aware, but they also have a building called Hope Terrace, which is for people who have fetal alcohol syndrome. They house 30 people and they support them. And that's one of the things that is done specifically by Bissell. Today I'm asking you to look at their toy and gift drive. They tend to do gifts for people who aren't necessarily part of others because they are unhoused or they're in traditional housing. Deb, do you want to say something about this? Okay, I'll do the talking. We would like some help. It's a very short stage. There's a list behind me of what gifts they're looking for, remembering that we will be doing those, I think it's the second Sunday in December. So think about those gifts as you're out already looking for gifts, and talk to Deb and I if you would be willing to help with this, whether it's driving the gifts down or coordinating things. Thank you.
Good morning. Oh, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. Good morning, everyone. I'm Elise. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here today to ask you for your money. We are excited to see many of you at the Fall Feast and Frolic on Friday, November 7th, but we do need you guys to pay any outstanding ticket fees. I also need to pay my outstanding ticket fees, so don't feel bad. But you can send your fees to info@ssucedmonton.com. I always mess it up, but I got it right. And just add a note that it is for your tickets. And that's all. Thank you, guys.
Hello again. I am about to introduce our guest speaker this morning. Dean Rasmussen is a parent of trans kids as well as a trans individual himself. I've known Dean for just under a year now, and I am so grateful that he accepted my offer to come and share with us this morning. So on Transparent Day, let us give an SSUC welcome to Dean.
Sorry. Thank you, Wes. It feels a little weird to say my name again, except that Wes didn't say it right, so that's okay. You got the Dean part right, but my name is Dean Rasmussen. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for inviting me here today to share my experience with you. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to spend this time with you today. Like I said, my name is Dean Rasmussen, and I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. I am a queer, transgender life coach and inclusive leadership coach, and showing up as my authentic self isn't just part of my story, it's the foundation of my work. Every day I help my clients accept and believe in themselves and accept and believe in others. I have the unique experience of being on both sides of the transparent coin. I'm a queer transgender man and the parent of 5. 2 of my children are also trans, so I'm both a parent who is trans and a parent of trans kids. So it's myself and my partner and our 3 youngest, and then the other side is my 5. When I was 26, a single parent of a 6 and a 4-year-old, I put myself through conversion therapy. Surprise, it didn't work. But for almost 15 years, I believed that it had. After conversion therapy, I poured myself into church, into my second marriage, into homeschooling my kids, and into having 3 more babies. At the age of 40, I miscarried baby number 6. And after coming out again, I finally accepted that I was trans. By this time, I had been a mom for 20 years. My entire identity was wrapped up in being a mom. This title and role of mom made accepting myself as trans a real struggle. And my choice to transition came with a lot of questions. How could I possibly be a man if I was a mom? How could I even consider transitioning? What effects would transitioning have on my kids? And would my kids accept me? Shortly before this, my 3-year-old let us know that he was a brother and not a sister, and that he would like to be called Carl after our local elderly Walmart greeter. This boy never once questioned or wavered in knowing who he is. Eventually, he and I picked a new name for him, nothing against the name Carl or our Walmart greeter, but I told my son that I still got a say in naming him. He was only 4 after all. My big kids helped me choose my new name, as well as the new title that they would call me. Instead of mom, they chose Ren, which is a shortened version of parent. My older 2 refer to me as their parent, but my younger 3 often just call me their dad, because to others this requires no explanation. So at home they call me Ren, but then to their friends and teachers and people like that, they'll just say that I'm their dad. My second oldest son, now 26, came out first as non-binary at 18 and has since socially and medically transitioned. My younger trans boy has been living as himself since before starting school. So his experience has been quite different from mine and that of his older sibling. He was never socialized as a girl, and because of that, he doesn't even think of himself as trans, even though he understands that he is. When I look back, I realize that my story is really about coming home to myself. For years, I thought that I had to choose between being accepted and being authentic, between being loved and being known, between being a good parent and being myself. It took me decades to understand that those things don't have to be opposites. When you live your truth, you actually become more capable of love, not less. When I began my transition, I thought it might cost me everything. But what I found instead was peace. Peace in being who I am, and peace in showing my children that they can be who they are too. Being a trans parent for me is an interesting balance between motherhood and fatherhood. I'm a nurturer, a full-time, hands-on parent, and the teller of endless dad jokes. I've changed diapers, packed lunches, kissed countless scraped knees, and also taught life lessons about courage and being true to yourself. I carry both the softness and the strength that come with parenting from multiple perspectives. Navigating everyday interactions like doctor's appointments with my teenage daughter, parent-teacher interviews, being seen as a dad, even the simplest actions like when my 14-year-old daughter wants to hold my hand in public, or whether to go to mom's groups or dad's groups, I'm constantly aware that the world sees me as fitting into a certain box. But the truth is, my parenting doesn't fit neatly into a single box, and that's what makes it beautiful. My kids get to see that there's more than one way to be a parent, there's more than one way to be a man, and there's more than one way to show love. Being the parent of trans kids has been humbling. You think you know how to be a parent, and then you have kids. One of the greatest lessons I've learned from parenting is that listening comes before leading. There were moments when I wanted to fix things for them, to make the world easier for them, to protect them from pain, but my job was never to manage their identities, it was to witness them. It was to say, I see you, I believe you, and you belong. There's something sacred about watching your child be who they are. It's like watching divine creativity unfold right in front of you and seeing a soul step fully into itself. My faith has changed over time, but it hasn't disappeared. It's grown from something built on rules into something rooted in relationship. From a place of certainty to a place of compassion. From this is what you should be to this is who you are. The truth is, trans people have always been here. Trans families have always been here. We may have new words and a deeper understanding today, but the call has always been the same: to love one another, to truly see one another, and to create communities where no one has to hide in order to be safe. I hold a different kind of faith now, a faith in people, a belief in our shared capacity for kindness, courage, and growth. Just yesterday, in fact, while volunteering at MacEwan University's open house for the Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity, I had the joy of witnessing so many incredible parents showing up for their queer and trans kids. They weren't just supporting them, they were celebrating them. Even in the midst of the noise and the negativity of today's political climate, I'm reminded that most people are good, and that goodness and that love is something worth believing in. My children's stories are their own, but being their parent has deepened my understanding of what belonging means. My big kid, having come out as an adult, navigated the world with layers of unlearning like I did. My little guy, on the other hand, is just a boy being a boy. He doesn't feel like he's become anyone. He just is. And that's the dream, that one day being trans won't be about courage or risk or explanation. It'll just be life. What I want from my children is what every parent wants, to know they are loved, to know they belong, and to know that who they are is enough. I want them to live in a world that celebrates the diversity of humanity, where gender diversity isn't seen as something to fix, but just something to appreciate. And I want that for every family here too, for parents learning new language, for grandparents trying to understand, for siblings navigating change. There's grace in all of it. We don't need to have all the answers to create belonging. We just need to keep showing up for each other. On Transgender Parent Day, we honor every trans parent, the ones juggling bedtime stories and self-discovery, the ones showing their kids what it means to live honestly and love boldly. We celebrate families of all shapes and stories, bound not by tradition, but by love. Because love isn't limited by gender or defined by roles. It's strengthened by authenticity. Because love, real love, is never lost in transition. It only grows deeper, more honest, and more free. Thank you so much for your time with me today. Thank goodness. Thanks.
That was a great song before I get up and share with you all, because it brought peace to my heart. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Wes. My pronouns are they and them. We've gone over this, but it's all good. I'm going to talk to you this morning about becoming. Maybe you'll notice there's pink and blue up there. Sometimes we see it's a boy, it's a girl, but it's a becoming, because we're all becoming. Before I dive in, I do want to speak with full transparency. Both of those photos are me. I come to you today as a transgender, non-binary individual. I'll admit I'm not a parent to human children, but I am an uncle, I'm a partner, and I'm a friend. I'm also a child who, in my becoming Wes, I have faced love from one parent and rejection from the other. I came out as non-binary in 2018, and I started testosterone in 2019. I changed my name in 2021. I told my mother of my name change over FaceTime. She lives 8 provinces away. And when I did, she broke down crying. She then screamed through the screen over and over, "You've taken everything from me. You've taken everything from me. First you got rid of my little girl, and then you got rid of your long hair, and now you've taken away the name that I gave you. You've taken everything from me. You've taken everything from me." Our relationship ended later that year, and I lost my mother to her own transphobia. On the other hand, I came out to my dad that same year. He was quick. He changed my name in his phone, and he's been growing all the time in his use of my pronouns. In 2023, he saw me in person for the very first time as Wes. Proudly bearing my mustache and a smile, I descended the escalator at the St. John's International Airport. The moment his eyes caught mine, he broke down crying. He did not say, "You've taken everything from me." This time, the tears were of joy. He messages me every day now. "Love you. Hope you have an awesome day. XOXO, Dad." Last night, during the Jays game, we messaged back and forth, swearing together. Because the last time, and he has nonstop reminded me of this, the last time the Jays made it this far was the year I was born. My dad shows up for me now more so than ever before. Since coming out to him, our relationship has grown and grown and grown, and my heart could burst at the love that I feel for him and from him. This sweater that I'm wearing today, I know I'm speaking and I'm wearing a hoodie, but this sweater is an iteration of a photo of me as a child with my dad cleaning his car. My mom and I have not spoken in 4 years. Our relationship is now fractured beyond repair, and I have mourned that 1,000 times over. In choosing me, I did lose a parent. But my aim today in sharing this reflection with you is to speak not from a place of hurt, but from a place of experience. I've experienced the love of having someone show up for me how I need them to, and I've experienced the deep hurt on the other side of that coin. Quick little poem for us. A Canadian author, Heidi Priebe, wrote this: "To love someone long-term is to attend 1,000 funerals of the people they used to be. The people they're too exhausted to be any longer. The people they don't recognize inside themselves anymore. The people they grew out of. The people they never ended up growing into. We so badly want the people we love to get their spark back when it burns out, to become speedily found when they are lost. But it is not our job to hold anyone accountable to the people they used to be. It is our job to travel with them between each version and to honor what emerges along the way. Sometimes it will be an even more luminescent flame, and sometimes it will be a flicker that disappears and temporarily floods the room with a perfect and necessary darkness." Life is lived in transition. We're human, we know this. And today is Transgender Parent Day, yes. But many in this room are not transgender. So I want to ask you, Tell me about your transition. What are the life transitions that you have gone through and the ones that you've bore witness to? Have you been to a wedding? No, this is engagement. Engage. Have you ever been to a wedding? Yes. Have you witnessed a divorce? Yes. What else? New job, new school? Children, all right. So new parenting, empty nesting. I don't know if any of you have ever retired or not. I haven't, but they can be transitions in your capacity, your mobility, death of a loved one, change in friend groups, a new culture, a new love, a new belief system. Thank you for engaging. I appreciate it. But it's important to see the correlation in our own lives in transition, because transitions really do happen for us all. And sometimes we navigate them seemingly seamlessly. Changing someone's contact information in your phone from maiden name to married name, or vice versa. And sometimes it does take a little bit of work, like eating differently when someone in your home develops an allergy, or when construction disrupts your normal commute to church and you have to take a different route. Sometimes transitions take a lot of work, like helping someone navigate the ins and outs of a custody battle. It can also take a lot of work when someone you know changes their name, their role, or their pronouns. Sometimes we know how to show up for someone who's becoming, and sometimes we really do fumble our ways through. Recently, I met this retired guy named Dave Little. Some of you may know him. He is from SSUC Saskatoon. If you're watching, hi Dave. Dave and I became friends almost instantly, over pronouns of all things. I did a pronoun workshop because my pronouns are they, them, and I like to teach people about it. Talk to me later about that. But Dave and I talked, and we also talked about the complexity of the English language, because Dave is a retired English teacher. As I was preparing this reflection, I figured I would do some research. So as all of us in 2025 do when we want to research something, we open the internet browser that's already on Google, we type in what we want to research, and we click the first two links and say, all right, sweet, I've done my research. For me, I wanted to research the word becoming. There's a verb, which is an action word. Also, forgive me, I'm not an English teacher, so if I get any of this wrong, it's fine. There's a verb, which is an action word, and there's an adjective, which is the descriptor. As I said, I'm not an English teacher, but I will do my best to read from the dictionary to you all. First, the verb. Becoming. To come into existence, to come to be, to undergo change or development. We are all in a constant state of becoming. And then there's the adjective. I used a different book this time. It's a thesaurus. The thesaurus says, becoming, suitable, appropriate, and fitting. Used in a sentence, that dress is quite becoming on you. I think I used that right. Mash those two together, the verb and the adjective. I love what you've become. Now, in my own value system, authenticity sits pretty close to the top of the list. Isn't it beautiful when someone shows up as their authentic self? Even in the messiness, the tears, and often frustration and fear that comes with change, there is beauty in that authenticity, that raw, pure form humanity. Authors Stephanie Brill and Rachel Pepper write in their book, The Transgender Child. There's no greater possible source of love in your life than your children. Your children base their world upon your love and acceptance of them. Unconditional love can be the key to bringing you back to the present moment. You can use it as a parenting focus. How do I need to grow to allow me to unconditionally love my child, even when my child is not as I expected them to be? What needs to change in me so that my focus can be on helping to smooth the way for my child to minimize the trauma they experience, to make their life as easy and joyful as possible? I was at a conference recently, long title, great conference, Mobilizing Queer Joy and Challenging 2S LGBTQ Hate. At this conference, I met a new kin. Apparently in Australia, queer people call each other kin, and I think that's the most wholesome thing in the world. But I met a new kin. They handed me some stickers, and one of those stickers has the words, "If you love a trans person, you're lucky." And I believe that to be true. Every person in this room knows someone who is transgender. Hi, I'm Wes. My pronouns are they and them. And every person in this room has experienced a life transition. Every person in this room has held space for someone who is going through change. And we must continue. John C. Maxwell said, "Change is inevitable and growth is optional." Be who you needed in a transitional time. That's why I work with youth. When I was a youth, I needed someone that I now get to be. I needed an adult to see me, to hear me, and to tell me that I was seen and heard. I didn't have that growing up, so the fact that I get to do this now, I feel so lucky. So how might you show up? What is your becoming? We each have a responsibility to one another in community, here, out there, but also in humanity. A quote from two-spirit individual Wolf Roby. "Everything about us, about you, is a revolution. Just being together, finding joy, being seen, even in the smallest, 'I love your hair,' or 'that pin or button or patch is so cool' moments. Keep doing that. Exist, see each other, pick up all the joy you can find. There's power in being seen." This is a second quote by Andy Duran. "There's power in being seen. By living authentically and fully as ourselves, we're also ensuring that those who need to see someone like us can." Initially, I read you a poem called 1000, what was it called? A Thousand Funerals. Musician Jamie Mae Kyson builds on this and says, "To love someone is to witness 1,000 births of who they are becoming." And I would like to expand on that a little bit further. Because to love someone is to witness 1,000 births of their becoming. The person they're becoming is someone who dreams bigger. They're someone who will smile brighter, and you can see it in their eyes. They have an infectious laugh that sounds off plenty, and they've got little lines by their eyes to prove it. For richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, you are the person who is becoming exactly who you need now and who you needed then. To love yourself through your own transition is bravery. To love someone in transition is to witness 1,000 fireworks in the sky, illuminating parts and pieces of darkness that you may not know ever existed. To know them, to really know them, is to love them and to see them. Each milestone that we experience is an opportunity to witness a new birth in ourselves and each other. Each encounter is an opportunity to affirm that person in their becoming. Each moment is a chance to witness the unfolding and the becoming. On today, Transparent Day, it's a becoming. Stay. On the spot. No.
in our quest for our own becoming, in the support, encouragement, and love of each other's becoming. May we go always seeking justice and do it with joy. May we go in peace.
While the choir is assembling, also known as the herding of the singers, and the band, we want to recognize and thank Wade and Steve. Wade for helping the choir out when Kinder was away, thank you. And Steve for your extremely good work and a lot of dedication to helping with the food bank, so thank you to both of you. And we also want to welcome back Kinder.